Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I've got a little bit of a variety of little toys to show you. Plus I got a kind of a cool mail call of kind of like an interesting mix of older comic books. Um, but let me show you, actually first, I found the world's smallest Baby Yoda toy. And I'm not saying like it's a Baby Yoda toy all by itself, because it's actually Mandalorian with the Baby Yoda, but I swear it has to be the world's absolute smallest little Baby Yoda in a toy that I've ever seen, or that you might ever see. And it's just crazy. So this is the brand new Mandalorian Hot Wheels Mandalorian on speeder bike. And as you can see there's the tiniest little Baby Yoda you might ever see. And I don't even know if I can get it. Yeah, there we go. There you can kind of focus in on it a little bit. That's the tiniest little Baby Yoda you might ever see. I mean, look at that thing. It's so crazy small. I mean, it's just tiny. I mean, yeah. So it has to be the world's smallest little Baby Yoda toy. I didn't think I'd be able to find this one either because, generally, with I guess how the cases were running, is this is the short pack. There was only one of these per case, and then every time I found the others that are supposed to go in the series, like the ones that you see on the back here, you can never find the Baby Yoda one. But yeah, other than that, moving on, we went to a kind of an Asian grocery store that's in town, and I found this really cool Goku little guy. He's basically, Ultra Instinct Goku. As you saw in one of my previous videos, I showed you I got this one at a Target. Found this Ultra Instinct Goku, and it's kind of my favorite version of Goku ever, because it has his regular normal hair, but it's all crazy chromed out silver with the silver eyes and the silver eyebrows. But I wanted to actually open this up while we're on here, because I wanted to see what it actually looks like out of the box. And I want to see how maybe chromed out and cool the hair on this bad boy is. And actually, I guess it's kind of a little duller silver than I would hope for. But here's the little Goku. It's kind of a shiny chrome, though. It looks like it comes with a little maybe stand. I think that might be a stand. Now let's open this thing up and see. Maybe I could bust out my chroming pen, because I have a chroming pen that works wonders. It actually does a really good chrome job on things, but actually that's kind of pretty cool. Pretty cool little Goku. Let's see if I can get it to kind of hone in on him a little bit without honing in on me so much. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite version of Goku so far. I just can't wait to see what they kind of do with him going forward, as I've always been a big Dragon Ball Z fan ever since I was like 15 or 16 and first saw it on TV. But yeah, so I don't really keep much Dragon Ball Z toys, but I guess now I have two. My little Ultra Instinct Goku will go on my shelf. Maybe I'll put them with my Battlestar Galactica stuff just to make it funny. Moving on, made a trip to the Star Wars store. Hadn't been there in a little bit. Hadn't been because the baby and all that. I haven't had very much time to help them any visits, but I did pick this up from them, and this is the new Force Unleashed. What is it? The Shadow Stormtrooper. Force Unleashed Shadow Stormtrooper. And actually, I've shown you guys the 6-inch Black Series version of this before, but I just love that they did another Force Unleashed figure after all this time. And this one's particularly cool because unlike the Black Series one, this one is see-through in parts. It's kind of got a translucent little parts to it, so it's kind of like they're in a stealth mode. So they kind of pop out of the shadows out of nowhere, and there's actually translucent parts, which you do not see very often in Star Wars figures, especially in the modern day Star Wars. I mean, I guess you saw it on the old medical droid. He had the kind of translucent, belly plastic. But yeah, so I don't know if you can even make that out that this is kind of translucent. But yeah, it's definitely a cool package, definitely a cool figure, and I just like the black and blue. I'm a real big fan of black and white characters, but black and blue works sometimes too. So I thought I'd show you guys that. And big shout out to the Star Wars store, because they always kind of get the latest and the greatest, and they always have the cool stuff. If you're ever in town, go and visit them at Washington Square Mall in Tigard, Oregon. Moving on. More recent, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but this was Venom issue number 200 came out. And actually, I showed you a variant edition, but this is the regular edition of the Venom number 200, especially Venom 35 of the Donny Cates run, but I guess it's the 200th issue of Venom, all together, if you count up all the different Venom, solo story issues adding up to this. So it's pretty cool to get, and moving forward, in the Venom story, they're it looks like they're retiring Eddie Brock after he's basically become the most powerful character in Marvel comic books, and they're replacing Venom with his son, Dylan. So that's why I showed you in my last video those kind of first appearances of Dylan. So I wanted to pick those up before they skyrocketed in price. Because this basically is like, yep, Dylan's going to be Venom moving forward. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. But let's get to this mail call because I'm super excited to see these books. Because I was on one of those Facebook forums of people selling stuff. And this guy was just like, hey, I have a bunch of stuff on eBay and I'm starting auctions at $1. So I was like, oh, hey, can't beat auctions starting at $1, especially if you can get a few of them and get some combined shipping. But I actually got some pretty interesting issues that kind of have nothing to do with our regular things that I'm collecting as far as comic book goes, but just because I was able to get them for cheap, and I just thought it would be kind of cool to have this or that issue of some of this stuff. Actually, I ended up kind of getting a double, like something that I already had, but it's okay because it was $1. So you can't beat that. Let's see if I can get these out without any harm or foul. Come on, come on. Oh, looks like they're kind of taped in all funky. Let's see. Oh, I hate that. I don't like it when people tape things in there funky. Alright, so let's see. Let's start from worst to best. So worst to best here. We'll get past the one I already had. So this is the double I got, but it was $1. This is basically the last time you see John Stewart wearing a Green Lantern mask in the Green Lantern comic books. Because after that, he revealed his identity to the world, and they never looked back. They never went back on that and took that back. So, yeah. And then I picked this one up just because it was kind of cool. A super old issue of, looks like Super Friends. And it's kind of the first appearance of, like some cold lady. I forget. 3 ways to kill the world. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say on the cover. I read it on the listing. But this is Super Friends from way back when. This is issue number 9. And it's not too crazy old because this is 35 cents on the cover price. But it's definitely old. Definitely kind of a cool issue to get. Excited to kind of open this up and read how they kind of did their storyline for Super Friends way back when. No Green Lantern in this, which is loosely disappointing, but yeah, it's okay. It's kind of beat up though, so I'm not too worried about opening it up and checking it out. And it was cheap. And then let's see, we got, issue number 189. So this is Green Lantern issue number 189. And this is the issue after John Stewart decides that he's going to ditch the mask. So this is the, first issue kind of after he ditches the mask. And as you saw, I got the issue where he ditches the mask in my last video. So I wanted to get the continuation of that. It looks like they're, what's that, Sonar? They're fighting against Sonar again. I guess Sonar kind of pops up a bunch in those old Green Lantern comic books. And then this one is actually Crisis on Infinite Earths number 1. And I got a pretty good deal on this. I think it was only like $5, something like that, so it wasn't too bad. And this is the first appearance of Blue Beetle, of the modern-day Blue Beetle, and somebody else. I'm not quite sure. But I've listened to the guy called... he has a guy named Rob. He has a channel on YouTube called Comic Books Explained, and he went through the whole Crisis on Infinite Earth story and talked about, it's also the first appearance of the Monitor. So they first introduced the Monitor. And basically they started this whole story just because there was multiverses in the DC universe, and they wanted to kind of erase those. So this story is how they erased all the multiverses so they could go back to having just one universe in the DC comic books at that time. Of course, later on they changed that with, this was Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then I think they did Infinite Crisis later and kind of switched all that. But this issue I was really excited to get. Maybe kind of showed you a little bit there. And it's actually, it's in decent shape. 1 or 2 maybe kind of slightly bad corners. But I just thought it would be awesome to have. It's A-Team number 1. And there's Mr. T and B.A. Baracus in the face and the Colonel and the whole crew. And then some chick that I'm not sure who is because there wasn't a chick on the A-Team. But maybe in the comic books they had a chick on the A-Team. But that is pretty awesome. And that'd be awesome too, as if this was like the very first appearance of all these guys basically in comic books. Because, that would just be sweet. Alright, well, if you guys like my content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon.